goal was fat loss. Where did you start and where did you end up?
Yeah, so I think we started like at the end of 2023. I was around almost about 250 pounds and extremely low energy. So what bothered me the most is these two things. Like I'm overweight, obviously, and I'm extremely low energy. Like I'm always tired. And it got me thinking that okay, I need to do something about it. And then I got a message from you and said, okay, it sounds great. I'll better try it. Yeah. And here we are.
Awesome. Okay, so where did you end up by the time we finished with the coaching in terms of your
Yeah,
weight and your energy?
we started around 250 pounds and we finished with 209 or 8, I think, which is a great result. And more than that, I think we achieved it within like 7 or 8 months. Then I just maintained this. Yeah. So for me, it was like, wow, wow.
Can you describe a little bit of what your energy was like beforehand? What would you characterize as low energy, and how did that change for you?
Yeah, it's not cool to always feel tired. Like I have zero energy in the morning. I'm tired throughout the day, and whenever I have a meal, like half an hour after that, I'm crushed. I have no energy. I don't know how to continue, and I have a lot to do throughout the day. So this way or another, I need to keep going, and it was just hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's a completely different story. After months and a half, I've been at the state where already lost like 10 pounds or something, and I couldn't sleep because I had so much energy. Then
Yeah.
it flattened out, but at that point I was like, wow, I have so much energy. I need to do something about it. Like I want to go to the gym more and more and more. And he told me like, hey, calm down.
Yeah. 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 It's funny how that happens because we definitely went from one extreme to the other,
Yeah,
and the temptation is always going to be, okay, get rid of the energy, and you can do that with walking and things like that. But the minute we start going, okay, let's go to the gym 6 days a week and
yeah,
start
why not?
lifting, it would just kill your central nervous system. So
Yeah.
how did you find getting the workouts into your lifestyle?
Well, that's the most amazing thing. I think I'm an engineering manager. I work a lot, driving to work, working long hours. It's not easy to include any sort of sports, especially spending like an hour plus in the gym. And in my head, if you do this, you have to do this like at least the very bare minimum is 4 times a week. And he told me like, yeah, we're going to do like 3 times a week. Like it's a joke. It won't work. Why would I spend time and money on this? But yeah, let's try. Let's give it a try. And it worked out 3 times a week. One of them can be easily done the weekend. It just works. So for me, it's easier to do this in the morning. I can do this like once, twice a week in the morning, and then I can do this in the weekend. Works perfectly. I wasn't expecting that kind of results of this kind of regime. So it just blew up my mind.
I think one of the reasons you did so well with that is because if you go to gym 3 days a week and you actually push hard, you actually go to failure, you need the rest day. Whereas
Yeah.
if you do like a lackluster session, the next day you want to go to the gym because part of you in the back of your mind is thinking, I didn't really push that hard. And so it's just one of those things. If you want to spend less time in the gym, you need to
Hmm.
justify recovery, and then going to failure will do that. We started with bodyweight exercises. Obviously, every client does that. We work on increasing bodyweight strength so that we can get strong fast as you're losing fat because they're synergistic. It means you're going to build muscle along the way. Obviously, we don't do DEXA scans because it's like 300 pounds or something,
Hmm.
like an absolute waste of money just to see a little number on the machine saying you built a certain amount of muscle. But we can be 100% certain that muscle was built during the process because of how much you progressed. So,
Hmm.
do you remember where you started with the assistance machines, with the chin-ups and dips and the Bulgarians, and where you got to?
Oh wow. The Bulgarians, the split squats. I couldn't do it at all. I remember I tried and I felt, and he told me, yeah, let's try with the regular lunges without any weight.
Yeah, I remember.
I was so embarrassed, but I said, okay, that's the way. Let's try it. I don't know, really quickly, within like a couple of weeks, I started to do real split squats, and it's one of the craziest exercises. It just kills you.
Yeah.
Now I'm with close to, I think, 50 pounds, because I use kilos, so it's I think it's around 50 pounds additional weight. It's still hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It never get easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that I just couldn't do even one.
Yeah.
And now I do like 6, 8. It depends on the weight that I take.
Yeah.
I can do, and it's a different story, totally different story.
It's funny because every client complains about this exercise.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Never do it.
But it's worth it. It's worth it. For sure. The way I always look at it is we can improve hip mobility, we can improve upper body stability, grip strength. You actually use your glutes, so it reduces lower back pain, and you improve your quad size. So, and unilateral, so both legs get worked equally rather than one taking over. And it means that if we were to take the Bulgarian split squats out, we would then have to take advantage of every single one of those pros across multiple exercises. So it'd be, you must do leg extensions, you must squat, you must hip thrust, and you must add some form of single leg exercise in there. And you've got to stretch. Or we can just do Bulgarians, but they will be horrible. So
yeah, it's just absolutely horrible exercise. A year and 4 months later, I was 2 days ago, I was at the gym and I said, oh gosh, I need to do that. Oh my God, I hate it. It's like almost a year and a half later and I still hate it. I'll keep doing it.
One thing that's really important to me is that we build a system which you can stick with on your own for the rest of your life, as much as we can program that. I don't like the idea of someone working together for 12 weeks, 6 months, whatever period of time it would be. And then when we finish, they stop. How have you been able to keep this in your life? What habits do you think have been instrumental for that, if you can think of any?
Thinking about meals and food in general, I think I got so much from you in this area. You know, life happens, and sometimes you can't go to the gym, and you need to work longer hours, or something happens, and you need to drive here and there, and somehow, not somehow, with your help actually, I've been able to maintain weight even when I wasn't able to go to the gym for a month or two, just because I now know how to eat well. Yeah, I can skip a meal knowing that I will what I will do later during that day. If I going out, I know what to do. If I have a hard day, if I woke up really early or I haven't had a really good sleep, I know what to do. You know, whatever happens in my life now, I know what to do with it. And it's not that it's that hard to do. It's just, you know, there are rules and they're really simple. You just know them, you just follow them. It's not that you cannot eat something, you just need to do it in the right balance. But having an answer for each question, knowing, okay, I will go out this evening, so I know my routine for this day. It's just a routine, just follow it. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. You don't need to think about anything and it works. So yeah, I'm the one thing that I'm actually grateful for is this. Like, even if I cannot go to the gym, I know how to eat well.
Yeah. I think that's great, because one thing that no one ever believes me when I say this at the beginning, that we don't want to lose fat with cardio, because then there are demands to not just keep going with that and keep consistent with cardio to lose fat, but you actually have to progress it, which will impact your central nervous system, your joints, your metabolic response, your hormonal response and needs from a nutrient perspective. It's just missing a few days of that means that if you keep your nutrition the same, you're going to start to gain fat. Even if it's over the course of a few days, it's not too obvious, but over the course of 1 month slipping, suddenly you've gained a bunch of weight back. Whereas if you control it with nutrition, then you have that power forever. And then when life has a little bit more time for exercise and work constraints aren't at the top priority anymore, or social commitments aren't the top priority anymore, then you go back to the gym and you can pick up where you left off because you're able to maintain. When it comes to nutrition, what, if any, principles that we added in do you find improved the energy? Was it more so about the timing? Was it more so about the covering all your nutrients? What worked best for you?
Yeah, I think covering all my needs early on during the day was both tasty and beneficial. I like dairy stuff, and starting the day with yogurt and berries and some protein, I keep doing it. No matter what, this is my breakfast. I love it. And no matter what will happen this day, I know that this sets me up for a really good day.
Yeah.
It really improved my energy, just life in general. I was kind of scared about adding too much eggs to my meals. Now, like every evening, this is my my dinner most of the time. So yeah, once again, the meals which are really like set up properly, and it's easy to follow this program. It's so much easier to live with it.
One thing that's interesting to me is when it comes to things like yogurt, they're not really celebrated, but the impact on your gut is going to massively decrease the temptation to overeat. It's going to cover a bunch of nutrients. And then it sets you up energy wise. It means that if you were to eat out in the evening, the impact's not so large. How many times were you eating out in the evening per week or per month, would you say?
It's always been like at least twice a week, sometimes more. Most of the time, when you have no idea how to deal with it, it's like fatty stuff.
Yeah.
Fatty meat. It's everything that you will love to eat. So knowing how to choose is actually the answer to all questions.
Awesome.
You know, you have this awesome meat and you're like, okay, I'll take this and that.
Yeah.
And now you get bread, and now you get this, and now you get that. But just knowing how to choose the right food is sets you up for success in a way.
Going back to the exercise, one of the big things we did was progress chin-ups and dips alongside those Bulgarian split squats. Do you remember where you started with the assistance machines with those and where you got to with the weighted?
Yeah, I think I started with like 80 or even 100 pounds assistance machine with both chin-ups and dips. I just couldn't do a thing. It's funny because when I got to like 50 pounds in assistance, I was proud of myself.
Yeah.
Now I look back and I go, what the hell? Because now I have a belt and I add on dips 17.5 kilos, which is like 35 or 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And I add about 25 pounds, I think, and for chin-ups. And now it feels like, hey, I need to progress. I need to keep going.
Yeah.
I want more and more and more.
When you started, it was quite interesting because I messaged you on LinkedIn and I was just like, hey, it's New Year. Got any fitness goals? And you were quite snappy to be in. And the way I remember it is you were like, this might work, it might not. I'm going to take the chance.
Yeah.
Who would you say is most suited to take the risk with this? What do you think it's suited to the fact that you were sedentary in your lifestyle? Do you think it's suited more to the busyness in your lifestyle? What type of person would benefit from this type of approach?
Well, definitely someone like me, that's for sure. With my kind of lifestyle, unpredictable working hours, just need to keep going. You need to maintain your energy throughout the day. You're working with people and you need to maintain health around your 35, like late 30s, 40s. It's something that gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
I remember myself being like 25 years old, falling asleep at the gym, waking up, keeping going. Like you're 25, you don't care.
Yeah.
But now it's like you had 8 hours of sleep and you're still tired. You need to do something about
Yeah.
it. But most of all, I knew that I need to do this already. So when you messaged me, it was like the best timing, probably. Like
Yeah.
I was already in this mindset that I need to do something about it. I just need to write that up. I need to find the right person to help me out. But most of all, thank you very much for, giving me all those tools. So now I know where I am. And once I get to a certain level, I reached my goals in terms of fat percentage and where I am at the gym, I can ping you again and say, hey, okay, let's go to the next level.
Yeah.
And it will be awesome. I know that already.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the way I always look at it is this is where like the worst case starting point is, and this is the best case starting point. And I don't really believe in just trying to get people to hear at all costs. And I think that's what a lot of people do. I think let's just go there as fast as possible, fitting it into your lifestyle, and you can get off the train whenever you want and then jump back on. Like learning to maintain. Everyone lives especially with your busy lifestyle, you can't just always have the priority of fitness. You can keep it as a priority, but it can't be number one. And so the next stage, once you're at the ideal body fat percentage for yourself, is pick a new target. Be like, okay, is it a physical goal? Is it I want to be able to do certain movements, move into calisthenics? I can't imagine it would be going into running because horrible. Who likes that stuff? But some people
Why would you do that?
I know, it's mental. I can't stand it when clients do it and they're like, yeah, I want to move into like doing a marathon. I'm like, please don't. But I mean, I did it this year, so I can't talk about it, but it's such a bad idea. But at least you can say you've done one. But yeah, it's awesome. Always keeping a goal in mind makes it so that you're not just going to the gym to maintain forever. It's okay, I've got something, and then you're always motivated to go. One other question I thought to ask was, when you notice that improvement in energy, how did it impact your work lifestyle, if at all?
I got promoted, actually, so it might be related. Who knows? No, really. Being tired all the time, it affects your mood. It affects everything. It affects your ability to, do your job properly. So, and it's not just that. It's life in general. Like, it's hard to being happy and enjoying this life when you're like, all I want is just fall asleep or just watch a movie or whatever. I don't care. Like I don't have energy for anything. But once you do have some energy, you can go and meet friends and go out and do whatever and be more, efficient and proficient and professional at work.
Yeah,
which is honestly, it's important to me. So I felt that it helped me tremendously to achieve what I wanted to achieve. And it keeps helping me now.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I really think that when it comes to the diet, it can be dramatic to say that the mainstream food is poisonous. But if we look at, I know it sounds conspiratorial, but when I look at a food pyramid, the reason that the food pyramid is made up with a base of carbs and grains and things like that is because they were paid. It's advertisers, it's marketers that did that because that's what they're selling. They're selling breakfast cereals. They're selling carbs. It's not in our best interest, and that's why when I say to people, you can add in whatever you want. If you want to have these breakfast cereals, I can't understand why. They don't taste that great. But if you want to add them in, do it. But you need to start by doing the elimination diet. Couple of weeks, feel what it's like to have all the nutrients and get rid of all those nutrient blocking foods. And then we can add it back in. And you immediately notice how you can feel when you're eating those foods. And then the impact can spread to everywhere. When it comes to the coaching process, go ahead.
Sorry. I just wanted to add something to that because it's absolutely mental. I remember I'm one of those who I knew that I love dairy stuff. I love bread, cheese, dairy, and a couple more things. But cheese and bread, I have to have it on a daily basis. And then we got through this 2 weeks of elimination diary, something, and like you can add fruits. Okay, I will add fruits. Nice, but I still need to have some bread. I just have to have it. And then later on, like, okay, you want to add cheese? Add cheese. I tried it. Nah, nah. I don't really have to have it. All right. Couple months in, okay, you want to add bread? Add bread. I tried it. Nah, it's not it's not what I really love.
Yeah.
I've suddenly, 38 years old, I discovered what I really like.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind.
Yeah. It's crazy. There's two reasons for it. One's habitual, one's physiological.
Yeah.
If you go out of your environment for a few weeks, your usual environment, and find, oh, I eat that food every day and now I'm not, and I don't have that craving anymore. And sometimes it can be in the environment. If you just add certain foods in first, that physiological craving for nutrients that you're probably missing goes when you get them all. And so that's why I say to people, like, just do it for 2 weeks and then you tell me if you need that food. And sometimes they do. Sometimes it's really random. And we definitely added certain foods back in, but you were on it. You were on it with the covering all the nutrient bases daily. And then that's why obviously you feel so great, because who would have thought we need essential nutrients? One thing I wanted to ask with the coaching was, what did you find was most effective for you in terms of, was it the calls, the resources, anything like that? And if anything's, if you're like, I didn't really use that, I'm not really bothered about those things, and anything that you would add into the process to make it better suited?
I was kind of surprised with, we set a weekly meeting. It was all right. So we will talk every week, talk about the week, how we progress, any issues. But then a couple days in, you ask me how it's going. Are you struggling with anything? You okay? Like, all right. He really cares about me and about my progress. And this genuine care is something that struck me. Like, it's a real thing. It's a real coach. He is a real coach. He cares about me. It worked really well in this sense. That I always could say, hey, I'm going through the bad day. Help me out, because I'm about to like crash on this Snickers bars or whatever. Like like good sponsor, you'll say, okay, no. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is 1, 2, 3. And whatever life surprised me with, and I need to change workplace or anything else, and my lifestyle changed, my weekly routine changed, you always find a way to kind of integrate exercises in the right form, in the right way into my life. Always like something that I will have some rest, will have exercises, I will have my proper meals, everything. We talked about everything. And this is something that really works with you, because you care and you're knowledgeable and you're skillful. And I know that you care. Most of all, you care, which is absolutely amazing.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else to discuss. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I was genuinely surprised by the results and how much you care. I've been working with coaches when I was like 20-something years old. And yeah, I learned a thing or two from them, but not like that. Honestly, it is costly. You can cut it out, but it is costly, but it's worth every penny. It is. I learned so much, and now I know whatever happens in my life, whatever path I choose, I know how to do stuff. I know how to maintain, I know how to lose, I know how to gain, and it's just priceless. Thank you.
I appreciate it.